Infection, microorganisms, and the human body. The relationship of the microorganisms and the human body. It may take one of four forms, either normal flora, carriers, tissue contamination, or tissue infection. Microbial flora in the colon, in the skin, especially at the wet, hairy areas and skin folds, in the nasopharynx. All body flora make defense against locally invading microorganisms, non-pathogenic in normal conditions, can invade their host on breakdown of the integrity of the skin or mucous membrane. This infection is called opportunistic infection. Infection by the opportunity of the breakdown of the integrity of the skin or mucous membrane. Opportunistic infection. Infection caused by pathogens, whether bacterial, viral, fungal, or protozoal, usually affect hosts with compromised immune system. Bacterial examples, protozoal examples, fungal examples, and viral examples. In body systems and the organisms affecting the body system in general. Unhealthy immune system. The causes of unhealthy immune system might be immunodeficiency or immunosuppression. The immunosuppression is also called immunodepression. Immunodeficiency. It is an immunological disorder. Some part of the body's immune system is inadequate. The resistance to infectious disease is reduced. Causes of immunodeficiency diseases. AIDS, agammaglobulinemia, hypogammaglobulinemia, malnutrition, severe combined immune deficiency, common variable immunodeficiency, genetic predisposition, some medical procedures, antibiotic treatment, pregnancy, skin or mucous membrane integrity breakdown, or oral anticoagulant therapy. Severe combined immunodeficiency syndrome is a congenital disease affecting the T cells. It can result from genetic mutation. The affected children are susceptible to infectious diseases. If untreated, it is lethal within the first year or two of life. Common variable immunodeficiency. It is an inherited disease. It affects adults. The body can't produce antibodies to combat infections. Immuno, we finished with the immunodeficiency. We'll now start with the immunosuppression or immunodepression. Suppression of the body's immune system and its ability to fight infections or diseases. It is also called immunodepression. The causes. It might be a pathological complication like in toxicity from uncontrolled infection, or it may be therapeutically induced by drugs or by irradiation. Why we do that? To prevent graft or transplant rejection, to control some autoimmune diseases, and to treat malignant neoplasms. Suprainfection. Suprainfection is a secondary infection caused by an opportunistic infection. Prolonged treatment by broad-spectrum antibiotics will lead to killing of the colonic microbial flora, and that killing will lead to colonic microbial flora imbalance. Colonic fungi find more free space. They flourish to into the colon. Colonic and systemic fungal infection, meningitis, will occur. This is the supra infection. Fungal infection after antibiotic treatment of another infection, supra infection. Fungal infection after anticoagulant treatment induced by colonic microbial carrying, supra infection. Pneumonia in debilitated patient, supra infection. Benefits of colonic microbial flora. In addition to defense against locally invading microorganisms, they have a role in vitamin B complex formation. So vitamin B is essential for normal metabolism. And vitamin K formation. Vitamin K is a precursor for prothrombin, which is a blood coagulation factor. Balanced microbial flora with organic foods and imbalanced microbial flora with processed food. Skin flora and barriers. The natural microbial flora at the surface of the skin or mucous membranes. The mechanical barriers of the integrity of the skin and the mucous membranes. And the immune system deep to the skin and the mucous membranes. Carriers. The second relationship between the microorganisms and the human body. Persons carrying pathogenic organisms without being diseased by them. The organisms are stored in the colon, skin, nasopharynx, or gallbladder. Carriers transfer organisms to other people through the surrounding environment. Tissue contamination and tissue infection. The third and the fourth relationship between the microorganisms and the human body. Tissue contamination and tissue infection. Tissue contamination is presence of microorganisms in human tissues. And tissue infection is presence of microorganisms in human tissues also. But what's the difference? For contamination without resultant ill effects. For infection with resultant in infection, ill effects. The infection has occurred. Here, no infection, no ill effects at all. Are all microorganisms harmful? No, some of them are beneficial. Subhanallah. Some microorganismal benefits. Defensive microbial flora, preparation of some foods, source and control of antibiotics, source of probiotics, specific immunization, genetic engineering, and environmental cleaning. All of these are benefits from the microorganisms. During baking, we use yeast. Without using the yeast, the baking will be bad, not tasty. Formation of yogurt needs a sample of yogurt containing the lactobacilli to form the new yogurt microorganism. The freshly slaughtered meat is hanged at the butcher shop for some time. Why? For the lactobacilli to invade this freshly slaughtered meat to secrete lactic acid inside. That secreted lactic acid will transform this freshly slaughtered meat from very soft to firm, make the shrinkage on cooking minimal. The freshly stuffed meat will shrink more and it will be more tasty on previous exposure. Microorganisms and antibiotics. The first antibiotic discovered or manufactured was penicillin. It was the source was the fungi of the bread. Also, the factories producing antibiotics uh, make use of the microorganism for testing whether this new antibiotic affects gram-positive or gram-negative organisms, aerobic or non-aerobic. Not this, but also the power of killing, high power of killing or low power of killing. We use microorganisms to do that. Also, we use microorganisms for culture and sensitivity tests for samples or discharge or secretions or tissues of the body. Microorganisms and probiotics. Probiotics secrete antiviral, antibacterial, and antifungal materials. They form a physical barrier to hinder invasion of bacteria and yeast. They create uh, creation of an acidic microenvironment which promotes iron and other mineral uh, absorption. Microorganisms and immunization. We use microorganisms for specific immunization. We extract a toxin or toxoid or a weak organism and inject in the person to be immunized. This allergen will lead to activation of the immune system to produce antibodies against that organism. This is a kind of specific immunity. Microorganisms and genetic engineering. Selection of a gene or a part of a gene from a mature cell. And if we select a part of a gene, we translocate this part of the gene into another gene. Inoculation of the translocated gene into a microorganism and invasion of the cells of the target by the microorganism carrying the gene. The microorganism will multiply inside the body of the target with replication or increase number of the required genes inside the target host. This will lead to changing the required characters of the target host. This is done for plants or animals. This is the dolly, the first creature born by genetic engineering. Environmental cleaning of dead bodies and painful memories. The microorganisms make decay for the dead bodies, leading to forgetting them by time. When we can forget physically cleaning of the uh, physical cleaning of the environment from pollution and cleaning of the painful memories. Good luck and best wishes.